the lesson that the universe and the compassion teaches us. If I have taken something from the society, I have an equal responsibility to give over and above to the society. If we can embed this thought process, then the very issues with which we are today facing, especially the mockery of poverty, when they say 26 rupees for the rural and 32 for the urban, declares a person below the poverty line. Of course, the rectification made later on. Now, interest becomes a very internal or integrated factor in the loanable fund. The fund that is surplus, as everybody has been pointing out. But the question is, can the surplus be used to generate further surplus that the trickle down, as was mentioned, can be sustained in the society, and that everybody comes to a above subsistence level where nobody is declared poor? Can we have that sort of a society? Can we have that sort of a framework where we are in a position to bring everybody to a minimum level, which we do not say anything like low poverty line? The other things that come to the loanable fund is that usually people who are depositors and savers are themselves saving the money with the interest, with the point of getting interest from the banks or from the organizations where they are depositing the funds. When they themselves are keen to get interest, the corollary is that the ones who are taking the fund have to pay a higher rate of interest, and there becomes the vicious circle which needs to be fought out.
I would like to interrupt, but we are in acute shortage of time.
Yes.
So, if in brief, can we?
Yes, yes. The other issues that came up was with regards to farmers and agriculture in my own country. And India basically is an agricultural economy. So one thing that we need to see is the very hands that serve our society and our economy. So that's a very important issue in my mind. The other thing is, taking the world food shortage, India has to be a barn for the all the world, especially with respect to certain crops which is not coming out. We are also seeing the disguised unemployment that is prevalent in the agriculture sector, and whether that can be diverted from interest-free microfinance and diverted into those activities which are not actually agriculture. But so of course I have many points to make, but as mentioned, I'll let others.
Thanks a lot. Dr. Sahu also missed out.
Credit market, it is more than 1.5 decades. I have two concerns and two suggestions also, very specific. I am little bit worried about the concept, because the microfinance and its operation, particularly in Indian context, I came to know because my deputation to NABARD to head a Center for Microfinance Research, and my field survey or studies is during last 5 years across more than 10 states in India. But it shows the extreme scarcity or extreme limited access to credit, irrespective of a source, formal or informal, is there. To meet it, people will jump into, irrespective of rate of interest, term and condition of the credit, repayment, and all other things. When you will offer interest-free microfinance, maybe more people will jump into and they may prefer it. But would you like to continue with the same pattern, same term and conditions, same regalias as the with interest microfinance which is operational or operating in the country, or something different? Because I am saying, giving credit and create the credit absorption capacity, how to use it, how much credit they are getting, it is important, but how they are spending, how they are enhancing their credit utilization or credit absorption capacity, that is very important. I fully agree with Prof. Swaminathan. Livestock is one area. where the credit absorption capacity is higher. As per my study, I found they put it in that activity, easy to repay, get maximum margins, reinvest further. In fact, if you put it some other activities, for example, maybe crop production, maybe some other thing, because they are not very diversified, and the risk is a little more. Third thing is which I would like to put it here, when you are extending credit without insurance, the possibility of misuse or repayment problem or some other problems is coming more than 50%. So credit plus insurance works fantastic, particularly in the state of Tamil Nadu and part of the Karnataka, those who are MFIs, those are extending the credit with insurance. It went well. The fourth point which I would like to make, the very moment the people are taking credit, they are under tremendous stress also. It's not like that they are getting the credit or access to the credit. In fact, they are under the stress how to repay it. The group collateral or group mechanism is working, to partly it is reducing, but where it is not working, or group is not dynamic, or group is not homogeneous, tremendous stress on these individual members to repay. So these are some of the concerns, but I really like this idea. I hope it will work, but you should have very group and the region specific plan before venturing. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Dr. Sahu.
Finance. But being somebody who's concerned with these issues, I would also share these thoughts, because microfinance at very high interest rates is really a very disturbing thought, because how a poor man can pay high interest rates. So that's definitely a very disturbing thought. And what we see today is microfinance at very high interest rates, which may be beyond the paying capacity of a borrower. But with interest, there is one thing which happens. The interest also brings some kind of a pressure, if it is moderate, some kind of a pressure, some kind of a discipline, a desire to repay, a pressure to repay, and with some added, something additional, not just what I have borrowed, but something additional, which means some kind of a discipline, some kind of a pressure, if it is moderate. Definitely when it becomes very high interest rate, then it is when it's not moderate, then it is almost killing, it is almost unbearable. Then it puts a pressure where a person doesn't know how to repay the debts, so then he is in a kind of a debt trap or something. But when it is, if it's moderate, then it seems it's okay. Now when we talk of interest-free microfinance, then the issue is how to bring in the same sense of discipline, a commitment to return the money, a requirement that we pay something more than what we have borrowed. The issue which was raised, the madam which mentioned this issue also, that there is always give and take. So every society has to see give and take. No society can survive merely on taking everything and not giving. No individual or society where people do not return what they have earned, they give something better. So we have to look at it when we talk of interest-free microfinance. So that is a big challenge.
Thank you. We have Mr. Gangopathy.
We in NCDC, National Corporate Development Corporation, assist for infrastructure, post-harvest infrastructure development. But the thing is that the interest-free credit have to be associated with other business so that it becomes supported. The other businesses can support cross-subsidized interest-free loaning activity. For that purpose, if the other businesses and society have to have infrastructure, we in NCDC would